Should we be in Iran right now in a war?
We should.
That's one of the individuals who is supporting the war which Donald Trump started. He believes that the United States should involve itself in endless wars. But the sad reality is that not even the founding fathers of the United States as a country ever wanted the United States to be in endless wars because they understood the repercussions when a government involves itself in endless wars. But we need to give this individual a chance to express his details or his opinions fully before we come to a conclusion.
Should we be in Iran right now in a war?
We should. We absolutely should.
We should.
We should. There's no question.
You support it.
Fully.
Tell me why.
100%. You have a very oppressive regime that is a threat to democracy around the world, and this is a group of people that were in charge that can no longer wreak havoc in the world, and I think people that are believe in a better future will be better off.
They're wreaking havoc on our economy with the Strait of Hormuz.
If that's the case, maybe there's a short-term blip for a better future.
I have tried to listen to what he's trying to say, that the war which the United States is involving itself between Iran and the United States, it's actually the United States which went ahead and attacked Iran. There are individuals even within the government of Donald Trump who believe that the government of Iran had no intentions of going ahead and attacking the United States. But these individuals strongly believe that the Iranian government or Iranian people in general, they are the biggest sponsor of terrorism in the world. But I think it should be right or appropriate to say to this individual that if you are going to observe what the United States history has been since it was created, you will find that the United States government is one of the worst governments to ever exist on this planet. It has launched endless wars, it has financed coups, and even the sad reality is that it supported Saddam Hussein to kill over 1 million Iranians. That's the government you are saying that is supporting democracy or is spreading democracy. But also there is a cost which probably you are not ready to pay. What if Donald Trump declares that he wants to go ground invasion in Iran? You as an individual, are you ready to be recruited to go into Iran? Are you ready to pay the ultimate price of any war? Are you ready to even congratulate your brother or support your relative to join the military to go and fight in Iran? That's one of the costs which most individuals, once they are given that question, they start stammering, they start murmuring, because most of the time when they tend to give these opinions, they directly don't consider what if they were the individuals practical. What if they were the individuals who were doing the act, being in the war zone? Will they have made that rash decision to say the United States needed to be in Iran fighting against the Iranian people? Another thing which you need to understand is that this war, which the United States government is involved in, individuals are making tons of billions of money. And the sad reality is that it's not most Americans who are generating this money from this war. It's only a few elites, the minority. Those are the individuals who are making billions and billions of money from the war which is going on between the United States and Iran. And even when Donald Trump went ahead and abducted Venezuelan president Nicolas Maduro. It's the only a few elites who are going to make huge chunks of money by stealing Venezuelan oil. It's not the ordinary Americans. Ordinary Americans can't even afford to invest, leave up alone paying some extra gas prices which have been increased due to the war which their president, who you are trying to say is trying to spread democracy. When before you speaking democracy about the Iranian people, how about democracy in the United States? It's clear that in the United States, more than 60% of individuals don't support the war. So why is it democracy in the United States if the president doesn't want to take care of the opinions which its citizens are raising? Most individuals are not interested in the war which is going on. If it was a true democracy, then Donald Trump would have sensed what's going on and left the war long time ago. So your whole notion that Donald Trump is in the Middle East together with the government of Israel causing havoc in order to spread democracy, I believe that must be an insane response. Another thing which we need to realize is that Donald Trump is one of those individuals who is directly profiting from this war. It may not be clear, let's say it's allegedly, because why would Donald Trump go and attack Iran? Well, he probably knew, because he was probably informed that if he goes ahead and attacks Iran, they are in a position to close the Strait of Hormuz. And that's exactly what happened. The whole world is held hostage, not the fault of the Iranian people. The Iranian people are fighting for their survival. In the start of the war, more than 160 kids were killed. They were not in a war. They were not fighting against the United States. And even they were not in a position to understand what a war is. But they were killed. So, I really don't blame the Iranians for closing the Strait of Hormuz. They are fighting for their survival. They understand what the United States is capable of doing. The United States supported Saddam Hussein regime to kill the Iranians, even using chemical weapons. So this notion that the Iranian people are somehow mad individuals, unreasonable individuals, they have been in the same situation before. And they relented because they knew somehow the world was not a justice place. They were being condemned for fighting for their own survival during the 1980s, 1990s. But now, the world seems to have woken from some sleep, and they do understand deeply that the Iranian people and the Iranian government, they are fighting for their survival. Their aggressor is the United States and Israel, and they are not happy about it. Somehow, they can't speak against the United States because it's a bully, and really never takes advice from anybody, especially considering the president who is in charge. So they tend to somehow respond quietly, but in reality, most individuals are not interested in a war which is going on between the Iranian people against the mighty United States, which even calling it mighty is somehow I being not responsible, because that's a title which deserves for those countries which are at least peacekeepers. That's why individuals want to associate with China, Russia, countries which were thought to be somehow backward because they are the most rational individuals in the room. The United States in chaos. Donald Trump doesn't care about the daycare in the United States, Medicare. He really doesn't care about those things. All he cares as he says, is the uranium in Iran, a country which had no intention of attacking the United States, a country which has been allowing countries to pass through the Strait of Hormuz, which is not international waters as from what I have observed, and I tend to believe. Because if the United States is going to say the Strait of Hormuz is international waters, just understand that is a false, not a false lie, but it's a true lie, a mighty lie. The Strait of Hormuz is not international waters. The Iranian people and the Iranian government has been the custodians of that Strait of Hormuz, and they allowed ships to pass through there, and they never charged a cent. Now, I think they should go ahead and charge. The Iranian government and the Iranian society has never attacked for a long period of time and country, but it has been attacked, and the United States is one of them. Britain is one of those countries which initiated a coup around 1954. So when these kind of individuals just go out into the public platform, air out their own opinions which are uninformed, I somehow can understand. It is in the United States and most individuals are caught up in their own lives. So it could be so easy to actually listen to CNN, Fox News, CNBC, Reuters, all those mainstream media, and take their talking head ideas and opinions of the likes of Donald Trump, Pete Hegseth, Marco Rubio, all of those individuals. Not Thomas Mas, but there's this Lindsey Graham individual, Ted Cruz, who are all more about wars, or about the destruction, or about killing, or about building real estate properties in Gaza, where individuals have been killed, more than almost even 100,000 individuals. These are really people who are having dreams. Young kids have been left without parents. Others, their body parts have been destroyed. But when you see individuals like this supporting a war, you really don't need to be angry. You just need to not, I don't know if sympathize is the right term, but I believe you need at least to accept that some of these people do exist, and we need to enable them to at least have some change of mind. Some people do change. Anyway, I would like your thoughts about this opinion of this individual. What are your thoughts? Do you support the Iranian war? Do you believe the American people are right by saying that this war should continue and the president should go ahead and tax them in order to pay for this war, recruit some of their kids? And there are a lot of things which are going to happen. The industrial military complex is going to make a lot of money out of this. And at the end of the day, corruption is going to be what it's going to be, how can I now shit during these times. Anyway, just go ahead, subscribe, like, share. See you in my next one. Siku njema.